Hello Internet. Today we're gonna build a friendly web interface to your machine learning model so that you can share it with the world. And you might say, hey, last time with Streamlit we already found a method to use pure Python to build a web application, and now you're right, this is another one, but it has a special functionality. I will show you this in a second, but let's try to do exactly the same thing like we did last time. I open my JupyterLab and I have here simply my Python kernel and I say, hey, run all cells. And what it does, in the first line we have pip install Gradio, then import Gradio as gr. Then I have a function which defines my cosine similarity for my 128-dimensional word vectors. And then I just have my cosine run function defined, where I calculate the cosine similarity of more than 100,000 words in 128-dimensional vector space. And then, this is the main part now, I have my Gradio interface. And we only have 3 lines, and always 3 lines. At first is the function. You remember the function is here, this is my cosine run, this is my function. And then I have input and I have output. And the input can be 1 element or 2 elements, and the output can be 1 element or multiple elements. And then we have a description, and you can even have your theme. And finally, you launch it. And what you end up with is exactly what we had last time. We had a drop your file here area. We have a target name where we can say, hey, this is our target word, and I want to find all the different other words that are close by, semantically close to this word. The nice thing, the submit button is already here for us, so you just have to press submit. And then you have a look at the top right corner, and you say here the pulsating Gradio sign plus the time it takes to calculate this. Now, since we are calculating a cosine similarity in 128 dimension of more than 105k words, this is gonna take us on my old Windows laptop here running an Anaconda virtual environment about 50 to 60 seconds. But what you can see here is you get a link, and if you want to have a public link, you just put share equal true here in your launch command line, and then you will get an official HTTP link you can share with your friends, with your colleagues at university, wherever they can test your model and they can provide feedback to you. But of course, we have here more or less an internal link, and you see here, if you open it in your web browser, you have exactly the same, a drop-down area for your file. You can have your name, and the result will be displayed here, a very friendly web interface. But let's have a look now here what we came up with, and you can see here the output. Here is now after 59 seconds. We have water, this is our target word, of course, this has cosine 1, and then we have semantically close words based on our input dataset: drinking, pollution, waters, plural, oil, gas, and then groundwater. So you see, we do exactly the same like we did last time with Streamlit. So why do I show you Gradio? Because Gradio has a functionality I would like to show you now in full detail. And let's go here. Okay, this is a little bit too small. Here we go. We are running now a COLAB notebook. And as you can see here, again, we do install Gradio. We do it quietly. I don't want to see everything. We know what's happening. And then we can have a line import Gradio as gr. And then we define again our standard interface. First, we have a function called greet, just says hello and the name. The input is a text field where I put in my name. The output is a text field that says hello. And we can choose a theme, and then we launch it. And this is done. So let's run this. And as you can see, whatever the function is, we create now here a very nice interface. Let's say my name is Susan. Submit it. And the output you can see here on the right hand side. Hello, Susan. So whatever is your function, you can do it really, really nice. But you are not limited to single inputs. As I showed you, you can have multiple inputs. You can have sliders, whatever elements you like. And if you want to know about which input modes I have and which outputs opportunities I have a look at HuggingFace documentation. They have here the interface description. Then they have here all the input components from text box, slider, checkbox, image, video, audio, file, data frame. And then they have everything that can be an output component. And the nice thing is, if you click at it, you see exactly how the API is constructed. And then you can have here examples. And those examples are already runnable COLAB notebooks. So this is exactly where I took my example from. And you can see this is done very, very nicely. But let's go back to our Gradio, and what I want to show you is a nice thing. And this is because Gradio is now part of HuggingFace. And we have here the HuggingFace Spaces and Gradio. They do something really beautiful. And this is the power of Gradio compared to Streamlit. You have one line and you execute this one line. What it does is it fetches from HuggingFace your specific model, GPT-2. It creates this mask, and you can have now here the sun is and whatever, and GPT-2 finally says the sun is, oh wow. So can we have this again? No. The sun is almost, so we should get another result. Oh yeah, this makes more sense, whatever it is. So we have text generation. This is nice. And of course you can have every model you imagine, GPT-J with 6 billion tokens, or you can have the output of your HuggingFace model, like here, GPT-neo. You can have the output and you can redo with the output. You can integrate the output again in your next calculation. This is really nice, and what I want to show you is this here, because if you want to compare, let's say, 3 different models, and they're all on HuggingFace, like GPT-2, GPT-neo, and GPT-J, and they all need an input. So let's say quantum field dynamics, and you submit it, and you will get now the result of all 3 models. Takes some seconds, because they're quite huge. So first you have the GPT-2 output, then you have the GPT-neo output, quantum field dynamics, sounds not so bad, and then you have GPT-J. So you can compare here the models if one model is of particular value for you. And of course, you always get here an external link. This you can send to your colleagues in the university or whatever, your friends. They can play around. Your clients, you want to show them. You can have a text input, a video input, a voice activated input, whatever input form you want to have. You can have it. You submit it, you get a result. Everybody can try it out, and you get great, huge feedback for your specific machine learning model. This is beautiful, but what I want to show you is, if you really want to dive into Gradio, there's this GitHub page from them, and this is really, really nice. So to tell you how to install it and everything else, but what is nice, they have here a directory demo. And here in this demonstration directory, you see quite recently, just 4 days ago, 15 days ago, 10 days ago, they updated here quite a lot of demonstration objects. And let's do one. Of course, we are here in pure Python, so this is my Python file. And again, I have import Gradio. Then I have my interface. I say load my specific model from HuggingFace. I have my input. I have my output or my examples that I want to run it. I launch it, and this is it. And I think this is the particular power if you have something under the hood of HuggingFace. And I don't know if you're familiar with this, but here we have HuggingFace Spaces. And this is really nice because you can discover amazing machine learning apps made by the community. And you can explore here what other people do or did. You get a very similar structure. You have here your drop image here field. Then you have some examples you can choose from. And you have also the files and the different versions. So have a look at it. Look at the Python file because this is where the code is in. And as you can see here again, we have our interface, our function inference, our input, our output. And this is it. So you can learn a lot by looking at the spaces from other programmers, from other people in the community. And I can really recommend this for you. You can even search. There's some BERT application, there's a transformer application. BERT topic, I'm not familiar with this one, but let's have a look. BERT topic, front end for BERT topic. And again, as you can see here, you can combine Streamlit here. This is the sidebar of Streamlit with the SDK of Gradio. So if you construct a new, if you log into HuggingFace and you upload and you create a new space, you have the option. They ask you, do you want to have your SDK either Streamlit or Gradio? So you can choose what you want to use. And as I showed you, now you are familiar with these topics, and there are some beautiful examples. Have a look at it. You can learn quite a lot if you're new to Gradio, like I am. Just less than 1 day that I discovered it. I'm playing around with it. I programmed a little bit with it. But I think it's a beautiful solution to share your machine learning models with the world. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I see you in the next video.